Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Just waiting to get started now. See if anyone else is just going to join us here. Welcome to you if you're on Facebook watching. Let's wait for the green light, get the go ahead, get started. So just joining here. Okay, looks like we're about ready to start. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's webinar. We're on Unit 6 now. We're going to be discussing some of the topics covered in the negotiations unit of the Business English course. Here's a quick rundown of what we're going to be covering during today's presentation. We'll start off with a bit about our Direct English International Language Centre here in Kuala Lumpur. Then we'll talk a bit about our parent group, Linguaphone UK and Direct English UK, get some information about them. Then we'll provide an overview of the Business English course, talk about some of the topics that are covered and the benefits of learning using this method. And we'll have a look at our sample lesson negotiations. We've got a couple of bits to cover in there from our course book. And we'll share some details of an exciting new promotion with you. So stick around for that one, and then we'll open up to some questions and answers just at the end there to finish off. So we'll start off by talking about the Direct English International Language Centre. Now, we're based fairly centrally in Kuala Lumpur. We've got some great public transport links from the LRT there and several bus stations all around. The centre is seeking to inspire English language learners. We provide quality materials and trainers in order to educate professionals, and we aim to work around your regular schedules to help accommodate you as a learner. We've got a couple of shots of the centre here. You can see some of the classrooms. There's a workshop room there as well. We've got the common study area where you can see some of the learning materials in the back and some of the computers that people use to take their assessments on. And it's all in our centre in Kuala Lumpur. Of course, we have several trainers as well who are very friendly and experienced, looking to help you on your learning journey. Now, the DEILC is an authorized test center for LinguaSkill. This is the Cambridge Assessment Learning Program. It's a modular way of assessing language skill, which is employed by over 20,000 leading universities, employers and governments. And it provides a fast and accurate way to assess proficiency of languages. The DEILC is also a member of the National Association of Private Education Institutions in Malaysia. Now, this organization seeks to raise the interest of private learning education establishments and to raise Malaysia's profile as a center of educational excellence across the country, the region, and around the world. Now, the DEILC offers a wide range of courses. We also do short courses and language workshops, all provided by our Linguaphone Group UK and Direct English UK. Our two core products are the Business English course, which I'm going to talk about today, seeking to raise specifically pupils, professionals, English through common topics that they may be able to associate with, have some familiarity with, and encourage them and build their confidence to use English in their daily tasks. We also run a general English course, which is based very closely on the Cambridge Assessment model, where we seek to raise people's proficiency based on a leveled system. Okay, so now I'll take in some of the background of the Linguaphone group and look at the direct English product around the world. Now, Linguaphone was founded over 100 years ago and is recognized as one of the leading global language training providers. It's based in the UK and it's got a network of partners and distributors around the world running all kinds of different English language programs. It successfully delivered language training and learning programs to millions of people over the years in over 60 countries. And I believe specific to direct English, 100,000 adult learners graduate the program every year. I will look at where direct English is deployed around the world then. I have a list of countries here: Bahrain, Egypt, Indonesia, Japan. You see Malaysia, and there are over 90 direct English live centers, including our center in Kuala Lumpur. It's just an illustration of that. As you can see, a very strong presence right through Europe and the Middle East, and then right the way through Asia. So now we'll have a little bit more discussion about the Business English course and what kinds of modules are included and the way that we teach it, techniques involved. Now, this course has been tailored specifically for professionals who wish to brush up on their English skills and communication skills and use them in their regular tasks. The Business English aims to build confidence among working professionals and adults carrying out their regular functions in the workplace or corporate world. And how we do that. So first of all, these are some of the companies that have benefited from the direct English training provided by Linguaphone Group. This, you can see Microsoft, we've got General Electric, EY, IBM, Maersk, and Hewlett Packard. I'm sure you recognize some of these brands, maybe have dealings with them or have associates who have worked with them in the past. And then specific to the DEILC, these are some of the companies who have benefited from our training programs and language workshops over the years to raise their English proficiency and the confidence in their employees. Okay, talking about what kind of things you'll receive. You do receive a pack of course materials when you sign up for the Direct English course. You receive a very nice course book, which is full of useful information about each of the topics, as well as a language pack with further study materials. We have a workbook, PC video disc, and audio CD all included in that. That's supported by lessons with our instructors, and you'll have material that you can study in your own time. You'll also be given access to Direct English Interactive, which is our online learning materials to help improve your English proficiency. Okay, so why choose Direct English with us? Well, the course is highly flexible and practical in its delivery. If customization is required, either based on your job scope, there's anything you particularly want to learn about, or if you need attention having your live sessions during a certain time, we'll try and work that out with you so that we can accommodate your regular schedule. The course covers certain aspects of social English, which is very useful for when you're in social situations associated with your business role. If you have clients or customers who are new in town and maybe you have to show them around, or if you need to network when you're at a conference, to build up relationships with other companies, this is a very useful topic that gets covered. So we provide learners with an avenue to engage in clear communication. This is something that can be applied immediately around the workplace. And of course, clear communication is quite vital when doing any kind of job. So we try to encourage people to speak and also write English very clearly to make sure that they're understood by their colleagues and co-workers. And we provide a clear sense of purpose to the learners to keep you motivated. There's plenty of things to keep you on your toes. Lots of the exercises included in the course book are very creative. We look for your input at every step, and we enjoy some of the discussions that are raised as a result of some of the answers that students provide. Of course, building confidence is important. You need to learn the material, but also feel confident enough to employ it in your regular working environment. This is something that we obviously build up as the course progresses, but I've seen remarkable changes from the start of a lesson to the end of a lesson. It's something that builds confidence. It's something people come out of their shells a bit towards the end of the sessions, I've noticed. Feeling a lot more confident in discussing things in English. Okay, here's a certificate of achievement that each participant will receive after they complete the Direct English course. This is provided by our parent company, Direct English UK, and it's something that you can keep and indicate to others your commitment to learning and furthering yourself in the professional environment. Here's a quick overview of the units that are covered in the course. We have modules on telephoning and the various scenarios that can arise from that, whether you have to make bookings for your company, deal with customers over the phone, negotiate contracts, how to follow up correctly with reports and emails, make sure you set up appointments, and how to convey an understanding of what has been discussed correctly. Then we have a unit on team working, which takes you through the various stages of a project working as a team, how to establish roles within the team, how to assess the success of the team or when things need to be moved back on track, how to achieve your goals within the time frame, how to write reports based on that, and then the social English unit that I think we touched upon, very useful for building up relationships and networking when you're at industry events, when you need to maintain a conversation, maybe steer it the direction that you want. All this are topics covered in the social English. We look at presentations. This is something that a lot of people are familiar with, of course. Having to deliver a presentation in a foreign language can be a bit daunting. We have some advice for you how to make your points concise and delivered in a clear manner. The next unit is customer care. This is maybe a bit specific, but obviously can be applied to a range of scenarios. You deal with customers or maybe internal stakeholders, and how to negotiate with them and can understand what their issues may be and come to agreements on steps to take moving forwards. Then the unit we're going to cover today is about negotiating. So we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. And then the final units are managing change, something that of course is very tricky in the workplace, trying to get staff on board with any changes that you may need to make, and getting everybody pulling the right way, something that is always something I dread anyway. And there's also some work on report writing in there, and tips and techniques that you can use in order to make your English reports convey the information that you want in a clear, concise manner. Okay, so here we're looking at the intake dates. We're currently dealing with the next intake should be on the 14th of September. This is illustrative of how our lessons are delivered. We currently run 2 sets of lessons, so you can either learn on a weekday evening for 2 hours twice a week, on the Monday evening and the Thursday evening. This will be your 4-hour weekly slot. And we're also running the course on a Saturday as a single 4-hour slot. So that'll be on a Saturday morning from 9 until 1 in the afternoon. And this way you'll progress forward and cover all the material, whether you do it on the weekends or the weekdays with our instructors. So a quick preview of our promotions. We have a free English level assessment offer if you are joining us with our September intake. This is something normally you might have to pay for, so we are providing this free when you sign up currently. We have some links in the chat box if you're in our Zoom session right now, or they can be found on Facebook. You can complete the English assessment and email it back to us, and we should be able to get the results of that back to you within about 24 hours. That's our target. I just want to talk as well about another class we're running, the conversational class. This is something else that Direct English are running that isn't the same as other English language or training centers. This class has been carefully planned to fit in with the customer's overall learning program and suits the business English or direct English courses very well. The conversation class materials have been designed to stimulate natural conversation among participants and are related to business English units and topics in this case. So if you sign up now for our 14th September intake, we're offering both the business English and the conversational class for a single price. You can see the information on the screen. It's a huge discount. So it's a great time to sign up for this offer and take advantage of it. You can, I think, best to get in touch with us via our Facebook page, where you'll be able to get in touch with our sales rep, get the information you need in order to sign up. Okay, so now we're going to move on and look at our next, our webinar topic, which this week is negotiating. Okay, so negotiations may not just be something you do at work, it's something you may do in your daily life without realizing it. We negotiate all the time with business partners, colleagues, tradesmen, and even our family members to reach a shared agreement or understanding on something. I know I'm always having to negotiate with my kids what we're going to have for dinner, that kind of thing. Business negotiations are difficult because we want to achieve the best deal for our company while maintaining good relations with the other party. Okay, the course book is full of cross-cultural information such as this in the blue boxes. This information is always useful and provides further insight into a topic. Now, there's no standard rule about using names when negotiating, so it's important to do what you think will make the other party feel comfortable. Listen carefully to how people introduce themselves and then echo this back when you address them. In business, people will often introduce themselves using their full name. So for example, I might say to you, "Hi, my name is Thomas Kelly." But then I'll come up with a suggestion, "Please call me Tom." So for the rest of the meeting, perhaps you could just call me Tom and I would be comfortable with that. Okay, we'll start off by looking at the phases of a negotiation. These are the common steps that a negotiation will often have to go through in order to reach some kind of compromise or conclusion. And we'll be summarizing these next. So let's not spoil that. It's important to go into a negotiation already identifying what you're willing to bargain over and what you're not. So you have to prepare something that you can make a concession over before you start. Don't expect whatever you are asking for to be accepted by the other party, because most of the time there's going to need to be a bit of back and forth before an agreement can be reached. Okay, so this is one of the exercises from the course book. It's something in a live class we would go through together as a group. But I'm just going to run through it quickly to give you some feel for what it is. If you're watching this later, perhaps you can fill in the gaps, or if you're watching now, try and beat me to the punch and get some of these answers down. We're going to look at some of these phases of negotiation and just think about how we can summarize each of these points, what happens at each stage of the negotiation. So the first point on the list just now was relationship building and preparation. So this would be general or social conversation. It could even be unrelated to the matter at hand, the negotiation overall, just to build up a relationship, a rapport with the other party, make everyone comfortable with the situation, and prepare everyone for what's to come ahead. So then we start with making a proposition, how you would like things if everything was going to be granted your way. You want each side to state what their position is and what they're trying to achieve, what their goal is. From here, we move on to the next phase. This is where we discuss or bargain what's happening. Maybe we'll find concessions that are needed in order to meet towards the other party's expectations. This could be shifting timelines or budgets, or dropping part of what you envisage the project to be. Maybe something isn't feasible within a certain time frame, and you have to decide whether you want to drop part of the scope or extend the deadline to incorporate everything. Once the back and forth has happened, some of this bargaining, we move on to the clarifying and recapping stage. Now here we'll review the changes that were made to your original proposition, and we'll make sure everyone's on the same page, that there's a common understanding between all the parties of how you can move forward together as a group. So once everything has been settled, you conclude the meeting. The outcome will either be an agreement between the two parties or perhaps even a disagreement if certain concessions can't be met, or if one party cannot meet the other's requirement. It's possible that the negotiation may end without an agreement. Okay, we'll just run through this one quickly. In the book, they ask you to read through each of these sentences, and some of them will be grammatically incorrect. What we need is for you to identify these sentences and to correct them for us. So let's just read through them together. The first one says, we propose a generous compensation package. That sounds okay to me. The second sentence says, we understand your concerns, so we would be liking to offer you a guarantee. Now, it sounds like there's a few too many words in there. To correct the sentence, I would say, we understand your concerns, so we would like to offer you a guarantee. The third sentence says, our proposal is employ more bilingual staff. That's nearly right. I can see what they're getting at, but to correct it, I would say our proposal is to employ more bilingual staff. The fourth sentence reads, as I think you know, we are the leading manufacturers in the industry. That sounds fine to me. The fifth sentence, maybe a good solution would be to trial the products in one store. Again, perfectly okay. The sixth sentence says, we are proposing you to lower prices next year. That's not quite right. We are proposing that you lower prices next year. I think sounds better. Drop the two. The seventh sentence reads, we would like to propose another option. We've missed out a two there, I think. We would like to propose another option would be the correct way of saying that. And the last sentence reads, we are in a competitive business and we need to move with the market. So that sounds fine. Okay, another bit of the cross-cultural information. This one is referring back to something that was covered in an earlier unit. Sometimes when you're saying no during these situations, you need to do it in a way that doesn't seem rude or offensive to the other group. You have to be able to understand why they're asking for these things. So we'll use softening devices. These can relieve some of the tension when you are delivering bad news. We'll say things like, I'm sorry, that isn't possible, or I'm afraid that we can't agree to that, and so forth. So we'll look through a few further sentences that you might hear during a negotiation, and the object of this exercise is to decide which of the four boxes it falls under, whether it's a rejection of an offer, we accept the offer but on a condition, we reject the offer but make an alternative, or we accept without any further changes. So if we say, I'm afraid we couldn't accept that, we see the use of the softening device, and we're talking about rejection. Okay, the next one, I don't have a problem with that. That one, although it sounds negative, we are actually accepting whatever has been offered. We're saying that there's no issue, so we can move forward without any further conditions. If you delivered before the end of December, then we could do it. So this sounds like they're accepting the proposal, but on the condition that the project can be done by a certain time. And I'm sorry, we can't give you that location in the store. How about a display unit near the checkout aisle? Here again, we hear the softening device coming out, and we're talking about rejecting a proposal from the other group, but we make an alternative suggestion to try and meet them halfway to try and get them back on board. So we're rejecting but making an alternative offer. Okay, All of the units in the course use an integrated approach when we're examining language. We use listening and speaking, especially in these telephoning and socializing modules. Presentations and meetings and negotiations also use a lot of speaking and listening skills in order to get your message across. And we also look at several reading and writing skills when we're looking at how to write business letters and proposals, how to write emails and memos, and how to follow up with meetings that we've held. And also a lot of focus on reading and understanding and writing reports. Building up all these skills together will help boost your confidence as a learner, and you'll start feeling easier to use English in the workplace as a result. Okay, so back to information again about the promotion. As I said, if we sign up now for the September intake, you'll be given a free English level assessment. The details are in the chat box if you're in our Zoom session, or they can be found by contacting us via Facebook. You'll be given a link that you can click and complete the English level assessment, email the results back to us, and within about 24 hours, you should receive your English level assessment results and can take things forward from that. Now, if you sign up for the 14th September intake of the classes, we have a special offer on both the English and conversational class when picked up together. You can receive this substantial discount. It looks to be quite a good bargain there if you get both classes for 980 ringgit. So contact us via Facebook for more information on that. And we have another webinar next week when we'll be looking at the topic of managing change. That will be on Friday at 1 p.m, the same as this. And you can catch up with any of our previous webinars on our YouTube channel. You go to YouTube and search for Direct English International Language Center. We also have contact details for the center here. If you wish to get in touch via email or via WhatsApp, you can always find us on Facebook using DEILC Malaysia. And if you have any further inquiries or would like to sign up for one of the courses, this is the way to do it. Okay, so now I'd like to open up to some Q&A. If you have any questions you want to type in the chat box there, then we'll do our best to answer them in the time we're given. If we don't get any further questions, I'll read out from some of the questions we've received during previous sessions, just to make sure that information is covered properly. Okay, so I'll start off by talking about entry requirements for the course. When you take the placement test, we require you to have an English proficiency of A2 or B1 CEFR level. That's what the English assessment will indicate to us. This is for you to gain the most benefit from the Direct English course. If anyone is found to be lower than A2 or B1 CEFR level, then we will help you raise your proficiency through some of our other programs first. And then once you've attained the A2 level, we can enroll you on the Business English course. Okay, if you are interested in the course and you're wondering how the materials are sent out, we will courier the materials to you. We're not expecting you to come into Kuala Lumpur to pick up the package. These will be sent out to you. Okay, normally there's a registration fee of 100 ringgit for enrollment on the courses, but at the moment these are also being waived. So that's another great reason for why it's a good time to sign up for these courses, both the Business English and conversational classes together. It's a great package. And yeah, we've also been asked about the course materials. Again, you get a great learning pack. These are very high quality materials that you can use for future reference at any time after you've completed the assessment and the course. And I think they're very relevant to many roles within the professional sphere. And I think they'll serve as very useful reference materials for years to come once you've completed the course. Okay, I think that covers about everything. I just want to say on behalf of Direct English International Language Center and myself, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon for our webinar. I hope you found it informative. I hope you've been able to take away something from it that maybe you didn't learn before. Of course, feel free to check out the webinar again on YouTube and any of the previous sessions that maybe you've missed. And look forward to seeing you all again next week. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you very much for your attention this afternoon, and look forward to speaking with you again.